Howdy folks, and welcome back. It is an exciting video. I finally am pretty much set up in the home shop here. This is, my little work area, but I had to put a few other buildings in for extra storage for my bikes and just shelving for the eBay store and all that stuff. But as far as the workshop goes, pretty well set up here. I still have a few things to hang up and that, but we are workable. The air compressor is hooked up. Everything is plumbed. The vapor blaster is almost operational. I need to replace one plastic piece that got broken during the move, and that thing should be done. So some changes, as in the last couple videos, we closed down the old brick and mortar, moved the business home, and I'm, changing it up a little bit and doing basically more stuff that I want to do, way less stuff I don't want to do, and getting back to having a little bit more fun with motorcycles. Also, I was able to change up my schedule big time. So instead of having to be there in the morning at 9 and all that stuff for like daytime business, I'm able to hang out with my kids in the morning while my wife works. And then I can come out in the evenings or whenever I have time or weekends or whatever. Or if I can't sleep, I can just come out here and pound out the old work. So it's super convenient for that. Get to hang out with the dog. Really excited. And today we're doing our first project, which is TTR125. I think that this one is a early 2000s. And this is going to be a Christmas present for somebody. So super special project. We're going to do tires, oil change. The starter clutch. The starter clutch is having some issues on this guy. I think it might be a common thing because they're very readily available. Not engaging. No good. So tires, starter clutch, oil change. I already tinkered with the carburetor. It was kind of on wrong, but the bike ran, so I don't know. It was still happy, but fixed that. The fuel line looks pretty dry, so I'll probably put a new fuel line on it. Chain and sprockets, just getting the thing under the tree ready. Not a horrible looking bike. It just needs some love. It's got this goofy headlight on here, which it is super bright, but you can tell it's for a big bike. So the straps don't quite fit right, and I want to try and tighten that up a little bit. But and you can see what we got going on here. Everything's kind of packed in. It's raining really bad right now, so I got the door shut. But tire machine, balancer, all that stuff's in here. Some of my bikes. This is a customer's bike that I have parts on order for. The old chopper. I'm going to get back to working on this really soon. My FXR. Haven't done anything with this guy yet. I've just been too busy trying to get everything set up over here. Had to build a shed, bring over another shed, do a carport. Oh yeah. Well, the rain's calmed down and it's nice and warm, and I'm just trucking away here. I did the front tire first because that was nice and easy, good warm up. And now we're gonna crack into this here and see if we can fix this starter. I bought a new starter one-way clutch kit for this and a new gasket. So hopefully that is what we got going on here. First things third, let's drain the oil. Drain the oil, see what the oil looks like. The bike does run, so that's always a good sign. Let that drain out. It's awfully black. That is awfully black. And while the oil is draining out, you can go ahead and take this cover off. Just need an 8mm. A lot of times with these covers, what I'll do is I'll take a piece of cardboard and I'll make a little drawing and keep the bolts in order. So right there, and then you can write like top or whatever up there if you need to know. This one has a really crusty bolt on the bottom, so that always helps. Woo! Let's not try to... Oh, come on, gasket. Ooh, we might get lucky. Oh, we are getting so lucky on this gasket. Holy, that is lucky. So this is our new starter clutch or sprayed clutch or one-way clutch, whatever you want to call it. And to get to it, oh, it's all the way back here, so we got to take the flywheel off. 17 millimeter in the old impact. Comes right off. Also, before I tear everything apart, to give you guys an inside look on what's going on, you can see the starter's working. No engagement. So the way to get this flywheel puller off is a harmonic balancer. And yeah, just put the bolts in, little impact, she comes right out. Now that the flywheel is out, this is actually loose. But we're gonna take that off and put the new part on. Pretty simple. Size number 6, Allen. Putting everything back together is pretty easy. There's a little notch right there, little keyway. Just line those up, slide it on, and send her home. Moment of truth, let's hit the button and see what happens. Oh, fixed. How about it? And now that we know it works, let's bust out the new gasket and put her back together. All right, I got the side cover all buttoned up. I'm gonna do the chain and sprockets next, but let's just take a little look. See here, choke on. There she goes. So we have electric start now. Decent. Moving on, now that we got the electric starter fixed, let's do the rear tire. These things, kind of old school, still using drum brakes. Disconnect that. I already got the chain off of it. So we're going to do the chain and sprockets. And this thing, she needs a detail. Just for testing purposes, I hit it with the torch, and I think I can bring this plastic back a little bit. I'd like to make this thing look, you know, nice and shiny for under the tree. So the old torch and fender trick here, the key is to keep it moving and don't get it too hot. You gotta get a little hot, but not too hot. And like I said, you gotta keep it moving. All right, guys, this is a prime example of why you automatically just have to go over everything when you buy a used bike, because this was a good running bike that just needed a starter clutch, blah, blah, blah. Well, I started messing around with it and it ran, and it runs, right? And I was like, the choke, it just doesn't really do anything. So I got to looking. So I come down here and look, and the choke isn't even in the carburetor. It is just hanging out. It's supposed to go right in here, but it is just chilling, right? So then I was like, all right, well, I got to fix that, because you can't just, you know, have an open choke thing and no choke. So I started unbolting the gas tank and the seat, and let me show you what I found. All right, now we're really making things interesting. Oh my God. Look at all that wheat. That is insane. I can't believe this thing was even running. Oh, awesome. So like I said before, this bike is actually a Christmas present. So along with fixing it, I also want to make it look nice for the customer. And the wheels, they got some pitting on them. They don't look too good. I'm going to show you guys a little trick. I have a whole video on this, which is just a couple minutes long. And it's my most popular video I've ever made for YouTube. And it's about how to get rust out of chrome. And it's super simple. Let me show you guys how I do it in case you haven't seen the video. So it's definitely not rocket science. Just take a little bit of good old Coca-Cola 00 steel wool, dip that in there, get it real nice like, and then watch it do its thing. This works so good. You can also use WD-40, but I think Coke works better. And we'll make these wheels look real nice again. See how it just takes that right off? And then obviously you got to do a little rinse afterwards, otherwise you're going to have a sticky bike. But for making these wheels look good again, there's just nothing better. All right, guys, so this was a heck of a first project here in the new shop. Had a couple hiccups. When somebody else basically worked on this first, I discovered when I got in there, because the thing, it worked, but it didn't sound right, and I just couldn't let it go. So I ended up doing some homework, and I realized that the washer was in the wrong spot, and I put it together just like it came apart. I didn't really think about somebody attempting to fix it first. So that was a thing, and it definitely took me a little bit longer than I would have liked, but it is what it is. And then the wheat in the airbox, and that was an awesome surprise. So yeah, but everything works now. She's a ripper, serviced, tires, chain sprocket, fires right up, runs good. So yeah, that is gonna be a wrap on the TTR125 first project back in the home shop. Getting used to it, super stoked on it. It's really nice hanging out at home with the dogs and the kids and all that good stuff. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be seeing you real soon, because I just took in a couple more projects. Oh yeah, and if you happen to be new, don't forget to subscribe while you're here. It helps out the program. I need all the YouTube money I can get.